What is happening, people? Welcome to Wrestling's podcast. This podcast is brought to you by the Mandem at MANSCAPED. They've just released their new Lawnmower 4.0, not 1.0, not 2.0, not 3.0, 4.0. Make sure you guys use our discount code, the Mandem, for 20% off and for free shipping. And bruh, say thank you to your balls because I'm not trying to cut my balls off, so you shouldn't cut your balls off. Big up the Mandem. They've got some amazing boxes as well. Big up Manscaped. Make sure you guys enjoy the episode and we'll see you guys soon. Yo, what's happening, people? You're listening to the WRESTHINGS podcast, the Kenny Omega approved podcast. If you like what you're hearing, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, you already know this podcast is by the Mandem, for the Mandem. Bow!
Yo, what's going on? Episode 115 of the WRESTHINGS podcast.
Make some fucking noise, 115.
Let's go!
You're probably wondering why the hell are we sat down or crouched down. Basically, Pirate have left us with no choice but to do this because they're not replying back to our messages. So we're going to have to stand up for 2 hours, which is fine. I don't mind. I'm happy because Singh is king. Big up Singh! Big up RJ Singh, man. What's this, man?
Come on, man.
RJ Singh, fam. He's in the building, man. How you feeling, bro?
I'm really good. Thank you for having me here. It's great.
It's been a long time coming, man.
Oh, thank you.
A long time coming.
For sure. What we said, intros? You might do intro first because you're on the hot seat, fam. Oh, you're sweet, man. Alright, cool. Yo, what's going on? It's the full professional Nafi, formerly known as VHS Pappy, to my right now.
When I say guap, you say daddy. Guap.
Daddy.
Guap.
Daddy.
It's a strong star rating, leg drop hating, big back rubbing, Chris Jericho loving, son of a gun, your boy Delboy, aka Soul D Lee, aka John Michaels, aka Crow Gopties, aka the Nostalgia Police, aka I'm not gonna lie. God forgive me if I
Boss my nine.
Let's go.
Yes. Right. Okay, cool. Right. So boy Sam Blacks, Mr. Controversial, Underdone, Mr. Top 5
Dead or alive, big man.
150
Million
million
percent.
The Roly Poly, Mr. Roly Poly.
Roly
You know
Poly,
what I mean? I found the
Poly.
people who robbed me and got it back. Mr. Hot Takes, Mr. 150 million percent. We're here on the WRESTHINGS podcast.
AKA immediately.
Hello, Queen. Immediately. You get me? Scoot up.
Just gonna do a short thing. It's your boy Laps, the main event liver and
Champagne sipper.
Done.
I've done Lapo. I like it, you know.
Yeah, people, it's your boy NK, aka the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, aka the hood Japanese correspondent, aka the CEO, the president, the commissioner, the TDM, Tokyo Dome merchants. We in the building.
Shit, make some noise for the
You know,
Mandem.
I've actually got to be careful what I start saying now because she looked at a couple podcasts and you know, I've got to be careful now. I've got to be very careful still.
Man said he got bagged.
So that's how they said Nicki Bella's favourite boy.
Oh!
I'm upset.
I was thinking, where's Nicki Bella?
Nicki Bella's fucking favourite boy. How could I? Madness.
Quickly. Just want to do a quick mental health check. How's everyone doing today?
I'm good, man. Better than last week.
Could be better, but we're good. I should be honest with you. No, I'm actually
You're actually
back.
buzzing. You're
I'm
low-key
actually
buzzing.
back. Yeah. I'm moving a bit wild on Twitter and that, but I'm back still. I'm back. Scoot up. Come on. I'm actually back.
How about you?
I'm very good. I've been off 2 weeks. 2 weeks holiday. For
Easter,
Easter,
holiday,
so
Hey.
I'm very relaxed.
Big up the holidays.
Always needed.
Trust me. So,
Yeah, where do we start, man? RJ Singh's in the building. Have you got an intro, by the way, bro? You know, man, I have to come in this podcast and cut a promo. Have you got a promo
Oh
for
my
us?
god, I wasn't prepared for a promo, but yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's Brit Wres' uncle here, Uncle RJ in the house. I'm here to
Yeah.
help you show that Singh is
Hey.
king.
I love it.
DDT!
Let's go. Let's go.
I need that t-shirt, bro. When I saw it, I was like, yo, King of the... I need it.
Yeah, that's I got that's quite an old one, but I got an old one. I actually had a belt made of that as well.
You got a belt?
So I've actually got a Sing is King belt at home.
So wait,
like,
can,
with the same.
can we compete for it? Or you need to throw that in, bro. Like,
If you can pin me before the end of the year,
24/7 title
yours.
rules.
trust me, fam.
Anything goes.
Trust me.
That's it.
Start with RJ. Like, how did you start in wrestling?
So yeah, I mean, big fan of wrestling. You know, ever since I was a kid, and I was in my hometown. I live in Hartford, and this was I was about 19, I think it was. I was in the middle of my university degree, and I saw some show posters for a wrestling company called the FWA. from quite a while back.
Frontier Wrestling.
Yeah, Frontier Wrestling. So this is in the year. This is in the year 2000. Fucking hell. That's a while ago. Yeah, 2000. This was
Invasion time.
Yes, exactly. So it was a wrestling show, and I was like, oh, I've never been to a wrestling show live. So I went to the show, and it had like Johnny Storm, Jody Fleisch, Doug Williams, all these guys who were just kind of getting into their prime. And I spoke to one of the wrestlers, and I was like, how'd you become a wrestler? And he's like, he gave me the details of their website, and it had like they had a training school down in Portsmouth. So the following year, I was still in my teaching degree, and I'd finished like you do a teaching practice every year, and I'd just finished, and a 3-day wrestling camp came up in Portsmouth, and I was like, okay, right, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna finish this teaching practice, and as kind of my reward, I'll go do this 3-day training camp. So I went down there to Portsmouth to their training school, and they had a really good facility because they had like a judo mats and a proper ring and stuff like that. And I did 3 days down there. And the guy in charge named Mark, a wrestler called Mark Sloan, and he was like, "Oh, you did really well. Like, you're gonna keep coming back." And I was living in Southgate at the time, so I was like, "It's a bit tricky." Like, and I didn't have a car, so I was like, "It's a bit tricky. Like, is there anywhere else?" And he said, "Well, actually, there's a wrestling school opening up in Finsbury Park, in about a month's time. So, at the Sobel Leisure Centre." So he put me on to Alex, who was the guy in charge there, and just started training there. And we didn't have a ring there or anything. We just trained on in a combat room, which was like martial arts room with gym mats and stuff like that. So and just did my training there. And then November 2001, I got my first show, and that was my debut match. So
sick.
So last November just gone, I just sort of celebrated 20 years of being in the ring.
Make some noise for 20 years, man.
Yeah.
Nothing's fallen off yet. But
20 years in the ring, that's mad.
And it's funny because like being around for so long, like I've seen lots of dips and troughs of British wrestling, and it was just kind of when I first got in that time, it was just kind of on the rise, and we kind of peaked around 2005. We had a really big peak, and that was kind of. We had a lot of the TNA guys were over, like AJ Styles was over a lot, Jerry Lynn was over a lot, kind of then. And then we then took a bit of a downturn in, I'd say, around 2000, between like 2007 to 2011, everything kind of dropped again. And like houses were down, there was less interest. And then kind of tail end of 2011, sort of 2012, like when Progress came along, things started picking up. And then we had that real boom period that we kind of were having really all the way up until the pandemic kind of cut us off at the legs a little bit. We had that boom period again, and now we're kind of just and I think that's one of the things I don't think people realize. I still feel like as a scene, British wrestling wise, we're still in recovery, and that's very telling in terms of like it is good to see houses rising again, but we are still low. I don't think I've been on a card yet since I started wrestling again in August of last year where someone hasn't pulled out for COVID reasons at some point. Like that has happened on so many shows. So I think people are very quick to judge the British wrestling scene as it is right now, but I think people still remember we are still recovering from, the pandemic, speaking out, all those different things that happened over that 2-year period.
Yes.
So it's good to see the amount of shows that are back on and promotions sort of finding their feet again.
Even new promotions that are coming out as well.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of...
yeah, absolutely, yeah. I mean, like, you can see now, like, I mean, just this week, 1PW's coming announced its return on the same evening as Soft Pro, which I'll be...
That's one that's got Rob Van Dam.
Apparently so.
Ruby Soho.
Ruby Soho is it?
Yeah.
Where's this going? It's in Doncaster, isn't it?
I'm guessing so.
The Doncaster Dome, yeah.
Soft Pro. Same day Soft Pro, yeah.
Oh, we can't snake the things.
You can't do that. Shout, big up Soft Pro.
Where's Doncaster? I've never...
Doncaster
is just past Lakeside.
In Middlesbrough, isn't it?
It's up north.
Is it in Middlesbrough? Am I chatting crap?
I have no idea.
I think Doncaster.
Who's geographic?
The only reason why I know this because
I know geography outside of UK. I don't know.
The only reason I know about is Doncaster. It's because my accrediting body, Highfield qualifications.
So wait,
it's Doncaster. It's like just past Lakeside, as in like going up.
Past Lakeside? Lakeside.
Actually,
Lakeside's close, you know.
Fact and energies. Let me just quickly.
Lakeside's quite close.
I'm sure it's near Middlesbrough, bro.
Is it proper north?
Yeah. Doncaster Rovers.
Doncaster.
Near Middlesbrough, innit?
It's as if we didn't go to school.
It's like this Sheffield and them.
I'm a head teacher and I'm sitting there like, simple geography.
Have you wrestled in Doncaster?
I did the very first 1PW show back in, I'm trying to remember when that was. I want to say 2005.
That's
so
heritage, right?
it was called a Twist of Fate, and then because they had Matt Hardy, and then that's when he left WWE, wasn't it? And then he re-signed. So they changed, and then they had to obviously he was like the big name, and they then had to announce they no longer had Matt Hardy. So they renamed it a Cruel Twist of Fate because he'd pulled out. So, but I did that first show alongside like a million other wrestlers. There were so many wrestlers on that show, and I ended up in a 6-man. I did a 6-man tag match which had Spud in it as well.
Wow.
Drake Maverick, yeah. And a couple other guys. I'm trying to remember who's in it now, but it was like a British show. But there were loads of like American wrestlers on that show as well. And that was it. That's my entire story of 1PW. I was never booked again in 1PW. So everyone was like, "Do you ever work for 1PW?" I was like, "Yep, I did the first show, and that was it." And so, I mean, if anyone knows the history of 1PW, it's quite turbulent, shall we say? It was a bit of a turbulent history. But no, I didn't witness any of it.
Who's their biggest like
Export.
that's come from 1PW?
I'm sure they've had AJ Styles there.
I mean, in terms of guys who came in.
Export from here. Yeah. From here to there.
I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think like from guys who are here. Most people, I mean, a lot of the most British guys who have now, people who are like even in NXT UK and stuff like that. And again, Drake Maverick, Spud, he had quite a big role in 1PW.
Okay.
But most British guys at one point dipped in and out of 1PW. So I'll be interested to see how it turns out. The return.
I found out. I saw RVD, and I was like, "Oh shit, RVD's in." I've never seen RVD wrestle in it, so I saw it be like an away day. But obviously, if it's on the same day, it's South Pro. Yeah,
that means Kate Forbes might come. Who? Kate Forbes, his missus.
Oh,
his missus.
Okay.
The one with the Backhams.
Oh, sorry. Are we like? Yeah, that's sick, man. That's sick. Who would you say has been like your biggest, like your big, like the life-changing match you've had? Have you had one yet? So a match that you've had was like, oh shit, this is it.
There's two really that were really big ones for me. The first one was back in FWA, 2005, an event called British Uprising 3, which was at the Coventry Sky Dome. Wow. That was headlined by like AJ Styles, headlined that event. And that was a really, really big show, big deal at the time. I'm trying to think, Terry Funk was there as well for that one as well. Terry Funk was on that show as well. So it was a really, really big deal. And I was in the opening 3-way match with Spud and another guy called Aviv Mayan, who doesn't wrestle anymore. And we were billed as we were called the next generation triple threat match. And 2 years before, British Uprising 1, they'd done a triple threat match with 3 of the newer guys, and that had been really like heavily touted as a really good triple threat match. So like the kind of pressure was on for us to really deliver another really good triple threat match. So and it went down really well. It was like the first time we were getting a really good showcase for the 3 of us. And that's all on YouTube now because somebody I don't know who has gone and uploaded all the FWA stuff onto YouTube now. So
amazing. So
you can actually find it, and that one I was really proud of because we really kind of poured our heart and soul into that match to really showcase the 3 of us and what we could do. So that was fantastic. And the other one was my my retirement match, which obviously didn't last very long. My retirement at Progress that I had for a number of reasons really. One because I don't know if you see it, like the entrance, like had this fantastic like whole Bollywood entrance basically where like Progress hired like some Bollywood dancers and we found loads of like wrestlers, brown wrestlers basically and other brown faces to come do the entrance. So like Roy Johnson's in the entrance if you watch, he's in the entrance. Like Ginny of NXT UK, she's in the entrance as well. And so we had this really big entrance. It lasted about like 6-7 minutes. So, and it was just fantastic. It was a really fantastic kind of moment to have that. And then the match itself, which was against Styx, who's like my oldest friend in wrestling and who we grew up in wrestling together and like wrestled each other all the time. Like to have the match against him as well and to kind of go out in a match with him it's just really special. It was a really special moment for me, and it was a really I thank Progress for that, for kind of putting on that moment of the middle of the ballroom in Camden. So those are probably my 2 that are kind of the ones that stick with me the most, I think.
Sick. Very good, man. I wanted to quickly ask you because you did wrestle at FWA, and there's a few names that do kind of stick out to me, like the likes of like Alex Shane and whatnot. Are there any wrestlers that you felt that were around in British wrestling at that time that
could have had an amazing career, but it probably didn't prolong. Like, there's one name that sticks out to me. It's Paul Burchill.
Oh,
He
yeah.
He became the
Paul
pirate.
Burchill's an
Pirate,
amazing
yeah,
wrestler.
yeah.
He was with Regal.
Yeah,
He was, in
I mean,
WWE.
I used to get on really well with Paul because Paul was he was a
Amazing.
special needs teacher.
Wow.
As well, so we used to chat all the time backstage because I was being a teacher at the time, and we would just talk about, we wouldn't talk about wrestling at all. We'd just talk about the teaching. So, we got ready. And like, he was such a natural talent, like from the get go, like, and
level.
we all were like, he's gonna do some like amazing things.
He was built like Brock Lesnar in FTR.
Yeah, he was a big guy. Yeah.
As in, like, the storyline of how they built him.
as young.
Yeah, so again, one of his like first big matches was against me and Raj Ghosh. That was the Frontiers of Honor show, which was at York Hall, and it was essentially a squash match. But again, it was like me and Raj had to really make Paul just look like a monster. So we worked out all these spots where basically like he was picking up the both of us, and the best one was he gets Raj in a German suplex. And I run in and sort of grab hold of Raj, and he just suplexes the pair of us at the same time.
Okay.
So, as he's German suplexing Raj, I'm doing a belly to belly, and and it was great because it made the highlight reel for like months. Like every show highlight reel they had, this move made it. So he was and he was a really good dude, and we were just like, he is totally going to be like, he'll be in WWE, he'll be a massive star. And obviously we were all like absolutely stoked for him when he got signed, and obviously he was like pre NXT. Kind of size.
Yes.
So he was. Don't think it was even Florida Championship Wrestling when he was signed. I think it was still OVW.
Yeah, it was still OVW. It was still OVW. That was like 2005, 2006.
That's right.
He was just after that.
I think
He was after.
He was like the class down.
He was like Orlando Jordan.
Yes.
Bobby Lashley.
Yes.
That kind of class. So and it's just it's a real shame it never panned out.
I really liked him
because he was
Paul Burchill
awesome.
was serious.
The other one was Hayde Vanson. He's kind of obscure name in those terms. He was actually my debut match. So when I debuted in 2001, it was against Hayde Vanson.
Right.
And Hayde's a really good looking guy, really athletic. He could pretty much do everything. And he eventually got signed, and he went to Florida.
The
Undertaker. That's it.
Oh shit!
So
wait, what? Sorry, you spoke to me, yeah?
I haven't properly spoken to him in years, but yeah.
Oh,
I mean, the room. I mean,
Where is he now?
Now,
We need to find him.
he popped up.
Hashtag find Hayde
Find
Vanson.
Vanson.
We need to get him on the podcast.
The guy that cut a promo on SmackDown saying, "I want an Undertaker."
He was wearing all black and he was wearing glasses.
In the alleyway.
I think so.
Bro,
Let's show him the picture, he'll remember.
I'll show you.
It's like this cerebral kind of
Yeah.
promo.
Let me find the picture.
Using lots of big words.
Yeah.
And then just
He was in the alleyway and he was like, I need that.
Oh shit! Yes, I actually do remember.
I
I actually
want
do
to
remember. Oh, that's mad.
That's it.
That is mad.
What year was that?
That is mad.
Oh my god.
2006.
Yeah.
Must have been around that. Yeah, around that time. So he was. And he was like former on the Indies in America. He was a tag partner with Moxley.
Wow.
They were called the British Militia.
Wow.
And they were a tag team on the Indies, which is, I don't know if you've got the other half of that photo, but
he's in that,
his tag partner from that photo was actually John Moxley, yeah.
Oh shit.
insane.
Back when Moxley had like long hair and stuff. So,
Right.
and so again, we thought like, he's guaranteed to be like, and then we saw the promo come up on SmackDown, and we were like, he's going to be on SmackDown. There you go, yeah.
Oh shit.
And then, but we just heard, we heard the same story as everyone else of like, apparently they just like,
They dropped the ball.
I think someone had gone ahead and gone with it. I don't know if this is 100% true, but the story I heard was they'd gone ahead with it, but kind of Vince saw it and just went no, and that was it. And then it was and then next thing you know, he's released. So, but he got into loads of different stuff like photography, acting.
He became a stuntman, didn't he?
Became a stuntman. He was in the last thing I saw him. Do you remember the Tom Cruise The Mummy film that was out a couple of years ago?
Okay. Yeah, he was in there, yeah.
He's like a soldier. You see him in the trailer, like the very first shot of the trailer where Tom Cruise is in an aeroplane. There's like two military soldiers. And one of them's Hayde Vanson. And I was like, sorry there, but I saw it because I still have him on Facebook, and he popped up the other day, picture of him in a cage fight. So I think he's just
MMA.
dipped his hand in MMA. So he was a man. He's a man of all trades, I think.
He's American. He's actually
British, no, HV.
Oh, he has a British accent. Yeah,
Yeah, he's British. So
Yeah, that's crazy. Isn't it?
I was gassed for it though. I was watching. I was watching. I was like, fam.
It's the max, sir.
Sorry.
Look at me. I was with Gashford because when I was like, fam, this guy might actually have the one up on Undertaker because no one's ever cut promo on Undertaker like this. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
So when I saw it, I was like, yeah, this guy might have it in it, but yeah.
yeah. And a week later, it was all gone. It was gone.
Going
So-
out of the way, man.
ended up on what culture?
But
10
yeah,
people
just-
might not know we're in WWE.
But to be honest, I can't lie. That time in SmackDown, whatever, like the Ruthless Aggression, it was too, bro. Life was moving too fast then, bro.
You'll
Stars
see
were just
people
coming out
come, yeah, it was so
anywhere.
quick.
Yeah, anyone could just come
Remember,
out.
what's his name? Kazani.
Kazani, yeah, Kazani.
He was used to speak like backslang.
Yeah,
The carnival.
I think
guy.
so.
Yeah,
He was
yeah.
there for like 2 weeks and they
He
scrapped
was
him.
like,
Like,
what
think
was he,
so.
like a punk rock, like pirate, I don't know.
like a carnival guy.
Carnival.
Yeah.
Yeah, like carnival.
And,
If you Google it, you'll remember it.
Colt Cabana, wasn't it?
Colt Cabana as well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Scotty Goldman, and he was on there for like, you know.
Colt
a couple
Cabana
of
wasn't there
years,
for long at all.
Yeah, same.
Even if you think about it, Boogeyman was even there for that long, but his impact was not impact.
Simon Dean was
the
on that.
moment, he gave moments in it.
Simon,
Simon Dean, what the
yeah, the fitness guy.
Yeah.
Where did he go after that?
Probably to Indies.
I think he went Indies. I think so. I feel like he did.
I thought he got the worst Boogeyman treatment though.
Oh, what
Out of everyone that came up to Boogeyman, I think he got the worst.
do you think?
Yeah.
What happened to him?
Bro, he's in his face. But didn't Boogeyman lips him or something? Or put his mouth in his.
Didn't he
Is it
lips
the worms?
Charmel
Is it the
or
worms?
Gillian Hall?
He-
Oh, Gillian Hall.
He ate a mole. He ate the virus. He ate the virus.
Who got the worst then? Was it? It's not him. It's not sure. Wait.
Maybe Charmel.
Some of them was calm.
No, he tortured Charmel, man.
Charmel
He
was
was
terrified.
he was oppressing her.
Wait,
Like,
didn't he put worms in someone else's mouth?
That's what I'm saying. It was Sean Dean.
he's put
It's not Sean
worms
Dean.
in
that's
Simon
what-
Dean.
Simon Dean. So
He
Sean
put
Dean.
worms in Bedman's
Nah,
mouth.
he
He
put
put worms.
The way he put
No.
Dean
He put worms in Simon Dean's
The way
mouth.
he put.
But Simon Dean was out though. He squashed Simon Dean.
Yeah, but the way he put in his mouth, he couldn't move.
Yeah.
It was bad. So
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah, that time there was a lot of stuff was happening. Quick, like obviously Chris Benoit was on his
Shy.
way to the top. Eddie Guerrero.
He went
There was
all the way down.
A lot of stuff was obviously.
He went all the way down.
A lot of stuff was happening in it. A lot of stuff. Hey, man, keep eye on the camera 'cause I don't know if it's cutting.
I'll be watching.
So a lot of stuff was happening. So I hear the reason why. Yeah, man. Yes, you want to talk about everything pattern quickly? My first time
It
seeing
was proper good to see her.
live.
Live.
Yeah.
And Jordan Said, I was on the
Said,
train with him
yeah.
back. We were just chatting about it. Big up
Yeah,
Jordan
is
Said.
Jordan.
everything pattern for me is something really, really special.
Tell me about it, bro.
And I don't think yet everything pattern's as big a deal as it should be and can be and hopefully will be. I don't think Roy is yet to receive enough credit for what he's done in putting everything pattern together. I think he is owed, can I swear, a shitload more thanks. Roy is owed a shitload more thanks than I think he's getting and has gotten
honestly,
from that.
you're right.
And I honestly mean that. Like, and he knows how I feel about it because, like, if we just talk about the first everything pattern back in 2019, like to be, and I said this at the time, I was like, to be the only non-black wrestler on the show was a massive, massive honor. I was like, I felt really privileged. Like, I felt really privileged as being like, you know, a person of color, but you know, the only non-black wrestler on the card was a massive privilege. And it was it was in Resurgence, wasn't it, in 2019? It was such a special night, like just capturing the atmosphere, and I'm getting all wobbly thinking about it. So, and we were just so proud of it. It was just it was such a wonderful evening, like. You know, the after, and especially like the after show, we were all in the ring together. It's so much fun, and like, and that
Ray
was
was groggy.
and it was the first time I'd met Sugar and Darius as well. It was the first time I'd
big
met
up Sugar,
them,
man.
and like spent a lot of time chatting to them. And I worked with them. I worked with them in the show as well, so that was really fantastic. So it was like, you know, it was really great. So to come back around, like, you know, nearly 3 years later, and we've got Everything Pattern London, was incredible because, you know, obviously we've expanded on the wrestlers who were there, and I mean I had a wonderful moment, like, you know, being an Asian wrestler who, you know, there weren't a lot of wrestlers who looked like me when I first started. You know, there were only a handful here and there. To be sort of in the locker room with like Harry Singh and Keenan Krishna, I was like, this is awesome. This is like so good to have these two young guys here. And then just being around everyone else and, like, you know, meeting all the like Trisha Dora, who I'd never met before, and like Giselle Shaw being there, that was awesome.
Yeah.
I think, and this is not, again, please, I don't want anyone listening to this. This is not me slagging off. I still think it could have been bigger though. I think it deserved to have its because obviously it came midweek in amongst a run of shows for Progress, and I just feel like it deserved its own
slot.
time.
Yeah.
So, because, you know, and I just said, you know, Everything Pattern London should and could be a massive, massive deal, I think, as well. So it was fantastic. Don't get me wrong, it was fantastic. I loved it. I loved everything about the show. Again, I am eternally grateful to Roy for not only having me the first time, but having me a second time as well. And I just hope it continues. I really do. I hope it becomes an annual thing, because to me, even though I know, you know, Resurgence did it first and then Progress promoted it second, for me, Everything Patterned is its own show. It's almost like its own promotion, its own show that can stand by itself, you know?
Could you actually imagine it being its own promotion? So, like, there's actually an Everything Patterned belt. So, Everything Patterned Wrestling. So, EPW. Is that really there?
I'm going on 2K22.
Yeah. Roy, you're listening to this, yeah? We need that promotion, bro. I need you to wear suit and tie. Vince McMahon style.
I mean, certainly, I think, to me, it feels like it's its own thing. It's its own promotion, its own thing. But, you know, it is something really special, and long may it continue, is all I can say. And I hope, you know, it's a fantastic.
Make some noise for Everything.
Yeah, absolutely amazing.
I just think, in general, like, just being there, just being with our friends, because it's very rare for us to kind of like see people that look like myself or see people that look like my friends at these shows. So to see that, for me, was important. And just seeing the representation for brown and black people, and even Samoan as well, it was proper good to see. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just think, yeah, like you said, long may it continue, because you as a wrestler, I'm sure representation is very important to you. You want to be able to walk out and look in the crowd and see and identify with someone that looks like you, because they're coming to see you in turn. So
yeah, absolutely. And like I said though, for me as a older wrestler now, to see younger wrestlers who look like me is even better, because I haven't seen that for a long time, and now to see that is fantastic.
That's a blessing.
Big up Roy, man.
Yeah.
Harry Singh,
Big Harry Singh as well.
Harry Singh.
His entrance, yeah.
and Keenan as well.
Yeah. Sick. He's part of what's it called? New. What's it called?
North Strong.
Northwest Strong.
Northwest Strong.
Yeah. They're recruiting, bro.
Yeah,
They're recruiting.
we're gonna have to start our own faction, you know. We're gonna have to start recruiting wrestlers. Big man,
Trust me.
team.
You're already in there, Arjun.
That's it.
Gotta get them a jacket and everything.
Yeah.
When you get a wrestler from?
So, but you know, I mean, and you know, the representation aside, like, where else could you have seen, you know, the newly won, you know, Ring of Honor Progress champion on a show, Impact's Giselle Shaw on a show, Trisha Dora, Shug, Darius, and then all these British guys, you know, Malik and you know.
Oh, big up Malik as well.
Darius and all the, and Jodie Fleisch as well. I was so glad Jodie Fleisch was there, because it meant I wasn't the oldest person on the card. Although Jodie, I mean, like, Jodie's like eternal. Look at him, and like the shape Jodie's in, he's
Crazy.
eternal.
How old is he now?
So Jodie's, I think he's a year or two older than me, so he's probably about 41, 42.
Incredible.
I could see this guy wrestling at 70.
So he just, and he looks
Still doing
incredible.
moonsaults at 70.
Whoa.
Absolutely.
He's gonna be the British Terry Funk.
Yeah. He hasn't retired, has he?
Who, Terry Funk?
No, Jodie.
Jodie, no,
just so
no,
Russell.
still
He
going
hasn't
strong.
retired and come back. That's what
No, not yet.
No.
Maybe in 8 years he'll retire, then come back.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Get into like a retirement match with Darius. Then come back.
Oh, crazy. You've been watching any wrestling recently, or you just?
Yeah, no, I still catch it. Like, I keep up. I watch I sat and watched WrestleMania.
What do you think of it?
I really enjoyed it. Like, considering I had
But
no, I didn't. But,
I know there's no but. It's coming.
no, I didn't have much investment going into WrestleMania. There wasn't much that I was really excited for. I was kind of like, oh, you know, it looks okay. But then I watched it and I was like, actually, that was a really good like show. All in all, I thought it was really well done. I mean, you know, for me, highlight was wrestling wise. For me, I thought Becky and Bianca was easily the best wrestling match, and I think that could have main evented for me. I was like,
sure,
watched it,
100%.
and I thought it was on par with Sasha Bailey from the NXT match they had.
The
That
takeover one.
Yeah, I felt like it was that good, because that is one of my favorite matches like of all time. I think Sasha Bailey.
Yeah, I think that's the greatest women's match WWE's ever had.
Absolutely, you know, and I think like Becky and Bianca did amazing. I thought it was such a good wrestling match,
Yeah,
and it was such a good match between two characters, one clearly a face, one clearly a heel, equally matched in different ways, and it was a proper battle. Like the first 2 minutes is them just trying to pin each other, and I'm like, this is
finisher.
absolutely. And for me, that was like the best wrestling match.
Just the finish alone. I will never get over the finish. The finish I will never get over.
You know, like KOD, yeah. The way she delivered it, it was like she meant it. It's like
Big time.
She added no cubes to
Yeah.
it. She added Maggie to it. Honestly.
That's it.
She added Maggie sauce
Maggie
to
cubes
it.
in that KOD, fam.
So that was it. And I think like most entertaining for me was Sammy and Johnny Knoxville. I just thought that was hugely entertaining.
Hilarious.
It was fun.
I was so surprised.
The mousetrap thing actually pissed me off, because I thought he was in there for too long.
Yeah. There was a couple of things that didn't quite pull off, but again, they structured it in such a way. It's like this match is just stunt set pieces, and that's exactly what Johnny Knoxville does for a living. So it's well done. You structured it in such a way that it works for him.
I listened to someone. I think it was so long since I listened to someone saying how like so was it? I don't know if it was this podcast in it that someone said about apparently backstage Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were talking in it, and Kevin Owens is a big Jackass fan, and Sami Zayn isn't, and Sami Zayn's a big Stone Cold fan. Both of them are Stone Cold fans, but Sami Zayn was like Kevin Owens came up to Sami Zayn and was like, oh, bro, I'm so jealous, man. You're gonna fight Johnny Knoxville. Then Sami Zayn goes, bro, you're fighting Stone Cold. What are you talking about, bro? You're fighting Stone Cold, bro. You're main event in WrestleMania, so like, come on, we're both winning in this, innit? So it's just mad to see where these guys are come from. Two indie darlings, which indie guys doing bits with big stars. You get what I mean? And they've both signed new deals, 5 years, right? Yeah. So I think it's a nice, it's a moment for both of these guys, man. I feel like Kevin Owens is gonna have a good year, same as Sami Zayn.
Yeah, if you ever told me that Kevin Owens is gonna main event
WrestleMania, I would have laughed in your face.
I would have been like, I don't see it.
Especially after you got speed by Goldberg, I would have said, man, these guys finished.
It's crazy because like 6 months ago when his contract was expiring, everyone was like, oh, move to AEW, move to AEW. I can't lie. Now you main event in
AEW, I can't lie. He'll be wallpaper. I can't lie. Obviously, he's good.
He'll be wrestling Sean Dean. I like Sean Dean. I like Sean Dean now. I won't slander him, but I actually like Sean Dean.
Why? Because of the gimmick?
No, I saw a promo of him and Carly Barber. I saw the video.
Is it a fake cap? Is it a fake cap? Yeah. I can't lie. It looked cool. It was like that. It was talking like that.
Even though he's winning, what's it like tappings? I'm not a fan of that. But other than that, I actually like him. Yeah, actually. But the thing is, he needs to have a bit more vim to him. Like they introduce him, all he does is this. And then, he doesn't even look like he wants to be there. He just wants to sign talent and just get on with his day. Yeah. But I'm not. Listen, I'm sorry, Sean. I'll never slander you again. I'm a fan now.
The fake cap sold me. So not so fake cap. It was like that. It was like. I was like, okay, cool. Bring it
on. No, but see, I think like you're talking about Sami and Owens now. I think they've solidified themselves a good position because they've shown they can be trusted, like on the biggest show. Because for them, I think they've got the biggest pressure because, and we'll throw in like Miz here as well because like they had to do the non-wrestlers. Now I know Stone Cold's obviously a wrestler, but he's still he's essentially a retired wrestler. So Kevin Owens is being trusted in that position. So like one, you've got to look after Stone Cold. You got to have a good match with him. And the same with Sami Zayn. You've got to put on an entertaining match with him. And for like the Miz and Mysterio and who else, and that's why Miz and Mysterio were in that match because you could trust them.
Yeah, they're
to lead. I was gonna say Logan Paul, Jake Paul. Which one is
Logan?
You can be trusted to lead him to something really, really good. And and admirably, Logan Paul did exactly what he needed to do.
Yeah, he done well.
You could see in parts of that match where he doesn't quite get it, but that's fine because they just gave him exactly what he needed to be able to do to get through the match. Yeah. So for them, they've got themselves in really good stead with the company because like they've done what they've been asked to do and they've done a really good job of it. So more power to them. So.
Yeah. You think we'll see Logan Paul back? I think we should get him.
We will.
No,
I think
100%.
I'd be surprised if we don't have SummerSlam. Him and Miz at SummerSlam.
He's in the game, by the way. He's in the game, by the way.
Oh really?
Yeah,
they're invested in him.
Yeah.
Logan's a draw. I can't lie. My friends that don't like wrestling,
they messaged
my
me.
boy messaged me like, "Yo, Logan Paul's the best wrestler ever." I'm like, how is he beating my go Rey Mysterio?
Cheeky,
yeah.
He messaged me as well. I was like, "Oh, what do you think of Logan Paul?" Pick up Cheeky, by the way. Yeah.
But that's, the quality of the celebrities they've got in. Sorry, I say the quality of the matches they've got celebrities doing over the last 10 years
dramatically
it's just getting better and better and better.
Because
like the Bad Bunny one, all of us was just like, who wasn't completely like, oh my god, this is like,
we've graduated a long time from the Mayweather Big Show days.
you know what I mean?
The Mayweather Big
Snooki days.
Snooki days.
Actually, Snooki wasn't that bad, but it's moonsault tax, isn't it?
Who was the guy from Hangover? Who's the guy from Hangover?
Steve-O.
No, the Asian brother.
Mr. Hangover, sorry, I forgot
his name.
Mr. Chow.
Mr. Chow and Hangover.
Yeah.
Ken something, isn't it?
Ken something.
He's a doctor, isn't it? The guy's a doctor as well.
Yeah.
Or plastic surgeon.
That's it.
And did he have a match?
Yeah, well, kind of. I think was it? I don't know if it was a match or a segment with John Cena. Where John Cena.
Yeah, I think he had a segment with John Cena.
Yeah, I think from Stephen Amell onwards.
Yeah, Stephen Amell.
From Stephen Amell onwards, it's been good.
But Stephen Amell wrestled that All In.
Yeah.
Against Chris Daniels.
Yeah, because he's friends with Cody, innit? Might see him back at WWE again.
Speaking of solidifying the position, you said that earlier. Let's talk about the best tag team in the world, FTR.
FTR. Listen, FTR the best tag. I don't want to hear nothing from nobody. They're the best.
Yeah.
They're the fucking best.
Now,
Yes.
Now I saw a post on this the other day, and I totally get it. And they were like, FTR when they first got, and I kind of agree with this. When FTR first came into AEW, they said someone said like it was the wrong time. Because they had just come off.
Can we all shake hands?
We all shake hands.
I'll hate
Pandemic.
Because
Pandemic.
They had just come off a really unremarkable run on Raw. Is it Raw, wasn't it? They come from Raw.
Yeah. Raw champions before.
And it was a really unremarkable run. They weren't at their peak. And so, and they, in my opinion as well, they rushed them into those tag titles in AEW way too quick. They rushed them in the Bucks way too quick first time round. And I think it's taken all this time now for them to really find their groove in AEW.
Yeah.
And they're absolutely, I mean, if you watch back to back, was it the match with the Briscoes?
And
Ring of Honor, followed by the match with the Bucks on Dynamite.
Incredible.
They are, and they're key. I was talking to another wrestler about this. FTR, it's their timing and their ring awareness, their positioning and their timing is better than any other tag team.
Even them as individuals as well.
Yeah.
I think they're clear than most wrestlers.
Because the thing is, you can look at Dax Howard, and Cash Wheeler, and you can honestly have a favorite between either of them, and both of them are so. Even the way they cut off the ring, like I feel like those two just have such an understanding of wrestling.
You
can put them in your.
And the thing is, they had a conversation. Apparently, they FTR a couple months ago, like I think beginning of the year, I had a conversation with Tony, and they said, "Listen, like, we're not really like feeling what's going on right now. We feel like we're no. But it's like they're doing the stuff with the Pinnacle, but we want to go back to tag team wrestling. We don't want to be just doing faction shit and be MJF lackeys, and then you can see what's been happening now with them. And I just feel like they said it years ago, back when they were in WWE. I don't know if they were in the main roster or NXT. They were like, when we have this match with the Young Bucks, everyone's gonna celebrate.
Yeah, they're on the main roster.
Yeah, they're on the main. They sit. Everyone will rejoice.
When they treat that one on the WWE.
Yeah, let's treat them. WWE. But then obviously they had the match, and I mean everybody enjoyed the match that they had last time.
The match with them. Which match was that again?
Full Gear.
The mask thing.
No.
When Cash done the 450.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good match, but it wasn't the match that
wrong time.
That's why even when that match happened, in my head I was like, you know what? I'm not too happy about FTR actually coming to AEW because obviously it's due to the pandemic. It's not like they really had any choice anyway. They couldn't really go anywhere. But if in an ideal world, I wanted them to
tour the world,
win as many titles as you can, and keep the Young Bucks and FTR away from each other until the time is right. And then it's like, who else is there left for the Young Bucks? But I mean, they've written their wrongs now, and I'm very happy.
No, and I can't like the second match. Maybe just because of the crowd, but the way those two teams just understood like the crowd, it was amazing. Like just have the match with the Briscoes and then have the match with the Young Bucks literally days later. Like, and even before the Briscoes match, the match they had with Moxley and CM Punk, and then the trios match they had with them, MJF versus Sting, Darby, and CM Punk, bro. Like the run FTR have been on this year.
Even Dax and CM Punk as well.
Bro, Dax Howard's had mad great singles matches. Even if you go back to last year, the match he had with Jungle Boy, he's had bare. To FTR, so like they're in a league of their own right now in terms of form. Like you can't compare them to any other team. Like
heritage, isn't it? You can clearly tell that when you watch their matches, they've understood. They understand wrestling first and foremost, and they know where the inspiration is from. Do you know what I mean? They know the inspiration in it. So a lot of new wrestlers, a lot of new tag teams like to try new things, like flip, basically jumpy wrestling. But this is Monclizzy wrestling. Not Monclizzy. I mean, as in Monclizzy in terms of like heritage and stuff.
Yeah, this is Monclizzy tag team.
Yeah, like in terms of like, bro, you can put them in any. Like I said, you can put them in 90s. They'll fit in, bro, perfectly. You can put them against Legion of Doom. They'll fit in, bro, perfectly. You can put them against Money Incorporated.
No. Their style resonates with any era. I thought the most shocking part is that how they work as faces, because I never thought
that was
shocking.
I didn't think they'll be good as faces.
As a baby face tag team,
because we've never seen them as faces.
Because their whole thing as heels is we're gonna cut.
Are they really? Or they just want to? Because I don't really.
FTR were heels, bruv. Like because their whole gimmick, even when they came into AEW, was like fuck all of this flippy shit. Which will fuck all this flippy shit. We're gonna do what we're gonna do, and they antagonize the fans for liking flippy shit. It was very heelish, and even the way they worked in the ring, like they used to cut off what FTR did in terms of ring work is amazing because they cut off the ring. They always isolate their opponents to their corner. The quick tags in and out, like FTR.
They use their ring as the weapon.
Bruv, like
any advantage that they can take, they will take it. Do you know what I mean?
So I thought because of that, because of like the way, like I hate using this word, but psychology. Because of their psychology, I thought, okay, like how are they gonna work as faces? But I can't lie, as faces, they are so clear. Like they are amazing.
Dax's hot tag.
Dax has some of the best punches in the wrestling business today. Like his worked punches are amazing.
I got a question for RJ Singh. So obviously you're on a tag team. You're on a tag team with Jordan Saeed, right? How important is tag team wrestling to you?
I mean, I love tag team wrestling. I've done it all throughout, like ever since throughout my career as a wrestler. I've always dipped in and out of different tag teams and things like that. And I think tag team wrestling, because it is in a way it's essentially a gimmick match. It's a gimmick type of match because it's a different kind of match than a straight singles. So and I think people forget that. And I think what I like about, let's say, like watching FTR is they stick to the rules and boundaries of tag wrestling, and they use that to their advantage. And I'm a big proponent of that. Of like, yeah, you should make sure that what you're doing is within the rules of tag wrestling, because it can be tag wrestling to me can be so exciting just in terms of like the hot tags and that building up a guy to be coming in for the hot tag and things like that. So I've always been a massive fan of tag wrestling. I mean, I grew up, when I grew up, like we had like, because I always talk about Survivor Series 1988 as one of my favorites because they had that 10-man. Is it 10-man? Yeah, like 10-man tag team match, and there's like five teams on each side, and I was like, that's how many teams they had back then. And like, if you watch WCW back in that era as well, they had like enough tag teams that they could have 2 different tag belts, and that. So I grew up, watching the Steiners and the Hart Foundation, the Rockers, Doom, like all of those teams, which I was a massive fan of. So, and I think for a long time it was a bit of an underappreciated art, and I do think WWE, it's a shame, but I don't think it's a secret that WWE doesn't put as much stock in tag team wrestling, which is a shame, which is why FTR probably are thriving more outside and elsewhere, because that is, they are
the priority.
Very much, exactly, they're very much about tag team wrestling. And when you look at the history of WWE over the last, even I'd say 12 years, it's more often you're getting, it's 2 singles wrestlers they put together as your tag champs, rather than a pair of guys who are an actual tag team. They dress the same. They are an official tag team. They come in as a tag team. They leave as a tag team.
Coexist.
Absolutely, and you see less and less of that. So it's good to see that. It's good to see that they've got, there are tag teams like that.
That's the name of the podcast. Will they coexist?
Yeah.
Yeah, big up fucking FTR every time, fam.
What else happened on AEW?
Wheeler Utah. Well, that was on Rampage. The Wheeler Utah. Yeah, I'm invested. I'm so invested.
You know what? I watched that match actually.
Against Moxley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Talk to us.
I've got my
Are you all elite?
I've got my speak as well, but I'll say it after it.
Nah, that match was fucking impressive. He took the punishment, well deserved, and obviously he didn't win the match, but I rated it. It was sick.
That's how
to the
get...
point where Moxley had to put him to sleep. Do you know what I mean? And then the handshake with Regal and the blood and that,
And then he put the BCC on the chest,
because
the thing is, I like a month ago, like if you asked me 2 months ago, I can't be like I did not care about Wheeler Utah. For me, out of the younger guys, for me it was always Daniel Garcia. And Daniel Garcia is still doing amazing things, but now the way they've built Wheeler Utah to this point, like you have to acknowledge him, like not even the Roman Reigns things, but like, you just have to look at him and be like, rah. This guy's doing good thing, and I'm very excited to see what he does next. Like I'm happy for Wheeler Utah. Like he got over, like even though he lost, like he won that night. And then just the image of the blood on his face, that was cold, man.
They pushed him beyond his own.
I don't know.
UFC.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
No, the thing is,
I thought it was a good match. No, don't get me wrong. Good match. Great match. But
sit down.
I feel like the blood was a bit too much, man.
I can understand that.
Bro, I can understand that.
I can understand that.
The blood was too much, right? No, that's a horror film, fam. Do you know what's my idea is that I woke up in the morning, innit, and I was like, oh, cool, let me watch this match. So I wrote on the group chat and I was like, Mandem, I'm about to watch this match. Is it safe to watch? Gigi says, no, watch it when your son goes to bed. When I watched my son, I was like, yeah. But there's a moment where he got punched. I think John Moxley kicked him in the face and the blood squirted out. I'm like, bro, I get the match is sick.
I get it. There's a bit of an over-exaggeration.
Come on.
Okay, cool.
Turn it down a bit.
Cool. The reason why, the extent of the blood, cool, was a bit much. But the reason why he had to bleed in that match, because what did Moxley tell?
Yeah, I get that.
Blood in, blood
down,
fucking out. And the thing is, Moxley even said to him before the match started, I'm not your friend. I'm going to be, if you want to join this club, you must bleed. Because you must bleed. You must bleed. No, because
and it's A&E.
Yeah.
Get A&E.
The reason why the blood was worse than Danielson, because Danielson, Moxley already respects him.
So everyone's going to have to bleed him.
No, that's my point.
But you
at
can't.
what point are they going to recruit people without having to make?
That's what I'm trying to say.
This is becoming blood sacrifice.
It is. I love it. No.
You can't be doing blood sacrifice for everyone.
No.
Soon you'll be doing 11-11.
No, I hear you, man, in terms of, this is an overall issue.
Your take on blading as well.
Wait. In terms of AEW's use of blood as a whole, it's overused. As a whole.
That's what it is.
That's what it is.
But this match, if AEW wasn't overusing the
blood.
No.
So for me, in the context of this storyline, the reason why I have no problem with the blood, because it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
But in the context, it makes in this match.
Sometimes take
It makes sense.
for no reason.
No. Take content the body, remove. I've had a problem with that shit. Even the amount of as much as I love the hardcore matches, we're having too many hardcore matches on TV. But in the context of this feud particularly, it makes perfect sense. You can't dispute that. You can't dispute that.
I get that. The blood was going to come regardless.
No, I love the way it
But
poured.
do you know what it is?
Let it pour.
Jesus, NK.
Pour.
Fucking hell.
Pour it. No, because if Mandem want to join the crew, you must be sacrificed. I'm so sorry. This is Blackpool. This is Blackpool fucking combat club. No one can come in,
Bro, we're not doing. No. This is not. No, this is not the. This is not the Old Testament. No, we're not sacrificing. We're not sacrificing sheep and lambs to get into the promised land. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, I agree with enough. It's a bit too much.
If it was a thing where
the blood was mad, fam.
No, if it was a thing where John Moxley banged him up, as in a good beating up, as in a Vader beating up.
I don't
think and a little bit of blood.
But I don't think you're understanding. It's just about pushing him to his limits.
I get that, but that's not pushing.
Yeah, but the thing is now. The thing is now.
I hear it, but then in general, at some point,
he's gonna lose.
At some point. Like if you have to bleed just to chill with Daniel Bryan, you have to just go to the locker room.
Exactly.
But the thing is,
that's why
going to the limit. But here's the problem.
Tony can't get back to me and he goes, "Yo, your next program is this," and you turn it over and it says what's it called? BCC. I say you'll take that shit.
No, but
you know what it's
but but the thing is, the reason why I love it is that's what keeps because nobody's Blackpool Combat Club ain't gonna have 20 members. Probably gonna have maybe one more recruit. That's about it. Yes.
Are you a doctor?
Yes.
Even if the one more person, people in AW are still gonna bleed.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But the thing is, there's no
Serena
need.
Deep and Hikaru Shida will fight, and next thing you know, out of nowhere.
I'm with you, man.
There's no need for actual blood, like at all, really.
Yes, blood in, blood out.
Sometimes you just need to batter a man and put him to sleep,
that's
and
what
that's
I'm
enough,
saying.
bro. That's enough. That's enough.
Listen,
Really and Regal and Finlay had plenty of physical matches where there was no blood.
Let me ask
there was no blood, and I'm telling you, there were more physical than that.
Let me ask you, if you were to buck into a man in the street and scrap him, would you
different,
not
though.
expect to see
Bro,
blood?
Not
Okay,
bro.
cool.
I've been.
Wait. There needs to be blood.
When you join Twitter, it says terms of services. Do you agree? Yeah, cool. Blackpool Combat Club terms of services. John Moxley said it from early. If you're gonna be my friend, you must bleed.
So why did William Regal bleed?
Huh? William Regal's their OG. He's the one that trained them.
So he should bleed as well.
No. Wait. I've never seen William Regal bleed.
What, in his career? I've seen.
You've seen William Regal. He's bled enough. You watch wrestling. You watch wrestling.
William Regal. Let me finish. William Regal versus Triple H, first blood match on Raw. Watch it.
First blood. The match is done after that. Don't give me that bullshit.
I've seen Regal. No. I've seen the Finlay match and Regal match here, and the match was so bad. William Regal had to get 21 fucking stitches,
Okay,
bro.
what match
He was
is that?
busted open. That was in WCW, bro.
Give me that match tonight.
I'll get you that match tonight. Try me when it comes to that shit. I know. I'll show you a Regal match.
I love blood.
If you don't like the rules of John Moxley's faction, that's fine. But those are the rules. It's consistency.
Can I tell you who does blood very good? Mick Foley.
It's not about
Yeah, of course.
blood
Oh,
good
no,
or bad.
I understand that. I understand that. Go on.
Like I feel like some people do. Is it Mick Foley and Stone Cold? Stone Cold does blood very good as well.
Because you saw that WrestleMania moment.
Forget
It's
forget
good. It's
that.
Bret Hart.
I'm lying though. I'm lying though.
No, I'm playing.
Let's be honest, man. Like, cool. There's blood and there's isn't it? Bro, there's a moment when he fell out the ring, yeah, and the camera he lifts up and after the blood is dripping on the floor.
So is it the excess of blood that you don't like?
It's too much, bro.
What in AEW
or that match?
or that match?
In AEW, bro.
Okay, no, we're all agreeing.
But for that match,
No, we're all agreeing. But just saying for that match.
as well.
No, for
It
that
was
match
too
it was-
much.
For that match, it was necessary. It was necessary.
Man, you know why?
It was very necessary. Very necessary.
But listen. Go on.
Exactly. Okay, so yeah, I mean, the straight off the bat, I absolutely agree, and I think it's clear because everyone's saying it is that there is too much blood in AEW, so therefore each bloodletting becomes less important because there's not as much. I think what I would take away is, I mean, I haven't actually watched the whole match, but I've seen the photos where like Wheeler stood up and there's just like spurting.
Yeah.
I think the only thing you have to be careful with that much blood. I mean, how did he? What did something like a punch?
So,
bust him open?
He got swung into the stairs. Next thing you know, he's coming like this.
Okay, so as long as
He
it's
got swung into the stairs. I swear Moxley kicked his head into the stairs.
Yeah.
He kicked, yeah. So his head was on the staircase
Yeah.
like this, and then Moxley went.
bam.
And then
This is becoming like WWE Universe mode.
'Cause I
You see
guess-
every match they bleed.
Yeah,
It's
I
too
guess
much.
the only problem is because that's probably one of the heaviest bleeds AEW.
Yeah, that's the
had.
heaviest
Yeah.
one.
What happens? My question is, what happens when there's like a full-on hardcore match and someone doesn't bleed as much?
That's
as that
that's
That's the
problem.
problem.
Nick Gage.
That's the problem.
That's the problem.
That's the
It's the
problem.
comparisons. So even when you're talking about punishment,
Yeah.
how badly now are you going to have to defeat this Yuta Donny now for you to beat him? What do you have to do now? What, get an announce table, put it on him?
No more.
You have to choke him out.
Yeah, you have to put him on the brink of death.
No more. Do you know
Why?
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 Because giving his blood to sacrifice.
Because he lost the match.
Bro.
I get that, but fam, I get what you're saying though.
It's not because
It's now because you got to look at it in a more realistic perspective.
How much punishment
does he have to now take for to actually beat him?
Because now
You've made him invincible.
Because when him and Trumberetta now fight each
Oh,
other,
he's got
he has to kill
He has to kill
Trumberetta.
Trump.
He has to
You have
kill
to kill him.
Listen, we have to take.
You withstood the former AEW champion. You withstood the former
Because
WWE
we have to
Moxley
take consideration.
put on every single finisher, even his DDT. I've never seen Moxley
bro.
do DDT like this. What the fuck? What the fuck?
that's how you get niggas over.
No, AK,
We have to take consideration, bro.
Niggas say that I'm quiet. I'm loud now. I'm loud today. I'm loud fucking today.
I'm gonna put my watch on. You popped it. Look what you've done. You finessed me. What's happened? What's happened?
I'm loud today.
Listen. We gotta take into consideration though. This guy is now being mentored by both Brian and
Yeah, but that's fine.
and Regal.
No, but listen,
So,
listen. When John Moxley does that dirty deeds like this, it's over. It's done. Don't fucking kick out. It don't make sense. Don't kick out. You're done.
What I'm trying to get at, bro, I get that he's trying to get into the BCC, what it's called here.
Black Bull.
You done anything?
So now if Moxley wants to do that to Danielson and they have the match now, and then Danielson says 1, 2, 3, people be saying, what the fuck?
But if now on, bro, I'm even exaggerating here.
Utah has to kill everyone.
Utah has to be champion by the end of this year.
150 million percent. 150 million percent. I agree. What do you mean taking a piss? It's true. No, he's right. He's right.
Fucking lost.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
What he lost.
I understand his theory. I'm listening.
Listen to my theory.
I can picture it now.
Bro, who in AEW fights like Kenny DB, yeah, Brian Danielson, yeah, or Moxley?
What do you mean? Aggressive?
Yeah.
No one.
There you go.
Probably Samoa Joe now.
Probably
Samoa Joe now.
Probably Samoa Joe.
Even, bro, I think he can split Samoa Joe.
You're trying shit, though. You're trying
Giving
shit.
his blood away.
Bro,
But Adafi
lost though.
He lost.
He lost.
DT wouldn't Adafi. If he
No, but what he's trying to say, I get his point, though. I get his point. It's not the matter of the fact that he lost. The amount of finishers my man has put on, man. How is my man kicking out of 2 dirty
You're
deeds?
telling me now, yeah?
That's like the Undertaker doing 2 tombstones. You're not kicking out.
Wait,
He's still lost.
So wait. My man lost the match, yeah?
Yeah.
John Moxley.
Treating him like he won now.
Wait, trust me.
The man is a youth, fam. You're not meant to be doing certain things.
the number one requirement for combat club is obviously the blood, but then also to prove toughness. We've seen in wrestling storylines time and time. Wait, I'm not done talking.
Okay, go on.
I've said we've seen in wrestling storylines, yeah, cool. Tough man versus technical wrestler. We've seen, okay, this guy's tougher, but this guy's got. Come on, we know style. They teach us all the time. Styles make fucking fights. Just because you're tougher than everyone doesn't mean you're better than everyone. Wheeler Yuta just proved that night that he's tough. He didn't prove he's the best technical wrestler in AEW. He didn't prove he's got the best in. He just proved he's fucking tough.
No, he proved he's one of the. He's probably the toughest.
But wait, tough, yeah. But we've seen in storylines, for example, we've seen this all the time with heavyweight wrestlers, right? Heavyweight. Wait.
Give me an example to feed it to.
So for example, we've seen Brock Lesnar versus Eddie Guerrero, right? Brock Lesnar. Wait.
Fuck off.
Let him land.
Fuck off.
Let him land. Let him land. Was I talking? Go on. Eddie Guerrero, right? During the build of the match, right? Brock Lesnar was always billed as he's the stronger guy. He's way better. What did Eddie Guerrero do to win? He outsmarted him. Mm-hmm. The thing is, it's different in wrestling. There are different ways to tell a story. Just because a guy is tough doesn't mean he can't lose. It means cool. You got to beat him. Talk to me, RJ. Am I lying?
No.
Am I lying? In wrestling storyline, there's different stories you can tell. If a guy's super tough, you can outsmart him. You can out technical him. Do you know what I'm saying? You can outstrike him. Wheeler Yuta only just proved last night that he's tough. You've got to kill him to get to beat him. Cool, but if somebody puts him in a fucking octopus hold submission, you can't tough your way out of that.
Fuck the championship. I guarantee probably in a year time if he becomes a fucking jobber and someone spliffs him with once more DDT. How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that? How do you even know that? How do you not even know that? How do you know that? How do you know that?
Because wait.
Demoralized. Was meant to be a main event.
How do you know that?
So let me ask you this. Okay, Austin and Brett, right? Austin and Brett WrestleMania. What did Austin prove that night? That he was fucking tough, right? He still fucking lost.
So?
Because you're saying he can't beat you. No. You're saying he's unbeatable.
What happened after that?
It don't matter. What did he do?
A year later.
No.
Happened a year later?
He got put in a... Actually, no, Austin. After the
You're not answering my question. Wait.
What year was that, by the way?
Wait. Adafi. Wait. Your original point was nobody. Wait. Let's stay on topic. Wait.
98.
Wait, let's stay on topic.
So my theory is right.
No, you're not. Because wait, look at me. You're talking to me. Look at me. Listen. Your point was. Your point.
Basically saying that cool.
He basically
now that what's his name? Wheeler Yuta has now proved that cool. He's the toughest. Or he can
He's
withstand.
the toughest, yes.
He can withstand any sort of pain or any sort of thing. Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous.
It's now time for basically shoot him to the moon.
Under feet. No, doesn't make sense because he can still lose.
I don't think he should lose.
But no, because
he's giving away. Look, how can I have look? Where I'm coming from? How can I have is it a barn burner? Whatever these man call it? A proper solid match here with John Moxley bleed until A&E's literally on standby and after summer down the line I'll start losing matches.
You can still lose. Yes, it does because Anafi. Because what did I fucking say? Styles make fucking fights. Styles make fucking fights because we've seen this in the real life. There could be a nigga who's bare bigger than you, but if you out technique him, you're gonna beat him up.
Yeah.
Styles make fucking fights.
Who's gonna outtake?
That fam. Daniel Garcia's a better technical wrestler than him. Lee Morales a better technical. I'm not saying. No. I'm saying in a certain aspect. I'm saying
I don't know if Lee Moriarty's a better technical.
Okay, Daniel Garcia technically.
I don't know.
No, based on the character that they've showed right now, right? They've presented. No. Based on the character that they've portrayed Wheeler Yuta as, he's an all rounder, but the attribute they're highlighting right now is his toughness. Mm-hmm. If they've got somebody cool who's more experienced than him, who's more clever than him, he can still lose. It doesn't mean that he can't lose. It just means when it comes to an all and out brawl. And remember how the match was. Remember the comment you made about Strong Style the other week here. How you're like, Mandem. Even Sam said it with the Wrestling's House. How Mandem are just standing there and taking blows. In that match between Moxley and Yuta, they were encouraging each other to do all that shit. If a smarter wrestler wrestles Yuta, he's not going to play into that game. We have to think about things like a fight.
Do you know what I get that, bro.
I can understand.
Like
it's a fight.
I think we're arguing two different things at this point.
Yeah,
I think it's two different. I think you're more so arguing in terms of like why this match made sense, whereas they're more talking about like
we have to now.
There has to be something has to come from this.
No, of course, no. I'm just refuting the point that he needs to go to the T. Like, if he loses, it doesn't make sense.
No, I don't think
he can lose in unconventional ways. I don't feed into his style.
I don't think he needs to necessarily go to the top.
It doesn't matter.
I don't think he needs to necessarily go to the top, but
he just has to
but I don't.
That's it.
No,
That's it. That's it.
But for me, I don't want to see him squashed again.
I'm sorry.
I never want to see this Utah guy squashed in my entire life.
You didn't get
that. No, listen, I don't ever want to see him squashed.
Oh, no,
he can't get squashed. He can't get squashed.
The way I look at the BCC right now is that cool. Sorry. The way I look at the BCC right now is that cool.
Oh, Jesus.
Anyone that's part of that faction, yeah, bro, untouchable.
But all three of them have
All
lost.
gangsters.
But all of them have lost.
Now you're saying it like they have to be unbeatable.
They have to be unbeatable.
But they've all
They
lost.
should never lose.
They should never lose for very long
But they've
time.
all lost.
Who?
But all of them have lost.
I mean, they should never lose for a very long time.
Who?
As from now, as they've joined this thing, who have they lost since they become?
What do you mean that?
Of course they brought, but they've all lost.
Yeah, go on.
But I'm saying
No, not as of recent.
Recent.
But they've all wrestled the same style and
But what I'm trying to say.
No, I get what he's saying. I
Hear
get
what
what
I'm
he's saying.
saying, bro.
no, they should know. Of course, as
So I
in
think-
Treat it like NWO.
So, but yeah, I mean, I'll wade in. I think where they need to go now with they do need to run a program of keeping each of them strong, just from a storyline perspective of like this guy is now
keeping them strong.
If you're talking, I think Wheeler now being mentored by Danielson and Moxley and Regal, he should be kept strong. And I'm interested in though, are they going to? Because and this is only my thought, because he's the pure champ of ROH, are they going to give him a strong run in ROH and have him as a strong run in there, as opposed to necessarily doing it on AEW?
Go on, I can understand that.
Because
So in Ring of Honor, they're gonna push him to the moon. But whereas in AEW, they're still gonna probably present him as this very tough person that is just withstanding the matches and just surviving, as opposed to always winning. So he's probably gonna, like I said, he's gonna kill Trent. But then there's gonna be other people that, let's say for example, they now say, you know what, Trent is on a 3-4 winning streak. He's now number 2 and number 1. Let's put him in an eliminator match against
I think he has to beat Trent, definitely.
He has to kill Trent.
Definitely.
But they'll probably say, you know what, because he's like number 2 in the ranks now, he's now going to be in the eliminator match against Adam Page. And then Adam Page now doesn't kill him, but
has
he
a
survives.
competitive
He just doesn't tap out.
On Rampage, did he come out with the pure belt?
Yeah.
Did he wear it? He wore the pure belt.
Danielson put the pure belt around him
Oh, really?
after the
Okay,
match.
okay.
After the match was kind of like,
Cold side.
Yeah,
it was like, oh, you know what, like, cool.
Was Danielson the first pure champ? Or was someone? Was it?
Either him or Nigel McGuinness.
I was Nigel.
In my head, it's either him or AJ.
I know he retired the belt. He was the last.
I know Doug was the pure champ at one point, wasn't
Yeah.
he? So, but Danielson retired it, didn't he?
Yeah, Danielson was the last champion.
Nah, but I'm invested. Listen, regardless of what the future holds, the present right now is that the build up has fucking worked, and I'm invested.
Yeah, I agree,
It's worked. That's what it's worked because 2 months ago we weren't talking about Wheeler Utah. Today we're talking about Wheeler fucking Utah.
There you go.
No, I respect it.
I hear it.
Shout
Great
out
shit.
They need to.
Such good shit.
I don't want to see blood until All Out.
You might see blood on Friday. I can't even lie.
Oh yeah, that's it's a death match. I need to see what you call the lightsabers. What do you call them again?
What, kendo sticks?
The light
tubes.
The light tubes.
you-
I call it lightsabers. I don't mind.
So much blood. So much blood.
So what we doing on Master Wrestling's, yeah?
I had to redeem myself from last week. I was mute.
Ask Wrestlings, when we ask you, the people. No, we get you, the people, to ask us Wrestling some questions. First question is from our guy Mex. Big up every single time, bro.
Come on.
He says, name some typical wrestling tropes that automatically make a match a classic to fans. E.g., if the match is longer than 30 minutes.
A classic. A classic is this when they both shake hands at the end of the match.
Jesus enough.
I mean, they do that in Ring of Honor every week.
No, I mean, as in, they've beat each other up. Like, for example, I always go back to Bret Hart and Roddy Piper. Well, who else done it recently as well?
You really you.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a classic in some people's eyes. So yeah, there you go.
I think a classic.
Even Briscoes and FTR.
Yeah, shake hands, yeah.
I think a classic to me is where both superstars give it their all to the point of where. How can I say it, man?
1 hour match.
I wouldn't even say 1 hour match because Taker Triple H is a classic.
Yeah.
The Hell in a Cell. It's. I can't even describe it, man.
I would say finisher sequences.
Yes,
Where they reverse
sequence
each other's finishes.
has to very
Bianca
necessary.
Belair and Becky, for example. Right.
I
Kenny
think.
Omega, Okada.
Yes, that's the one.
I
Naito,
think-
Okada.
Oh wait, you still saying it?
Oh no.
I think it's the near
I
falls
can't
for
find
me
the
still.
word for it.
Near falls, yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause, like,
Fighting,
you never know.
For me, fighting spirit. If somebody's charged up,
Commentary is very important.
Yeah.
Because I think Hangman Page, big up back up Hangman Page. Yeah, he put up the WrestleMania 20, what do you call it, triple threat, and you see when Benoit's got Triple H in the thingy, and you can hear what JR's saying, fam. Well, he made it special, fam. He like JR sounded so happy from him. He's like, he's got the crossface, And then when he tapped out, he's like, oh, he's done it. You got what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like even the Austin era has begun.
Yeah.
Stuff like that make
Even the crowd as well.
The crowd
as
has
well.
to add.
Nabil, big up every single time, bro.
guy.
man.
Who do you want to see on the Cardiff WWE show? Can you even speak about that?
Cody Rhodes.
Gigi will definitely go to that.
I'm there, fam. Bro, I'm a big Cody
is
Rhodes
this
fan
the
right
show?
now, fam.
Yeah.
Are you a Cody Rhodes fan?
Yeah. He's,
I can't believe Gigi stayed up for Raw that day unexpected. I can't
What
believe
was
it.
alright this week though?
I didn't watch
Other than this.
Oh,
That was funny though. That was funny. Whoa, you know the camera, yeah? You're watching it, the camera's just there. You just comes out nowhere,
Is
fam.
Montez Ford one of a fraternity guy?
What do you mean? Oh,
Alpha,
he might be
because
Alpha, yeah, better. Like they do that stuff.
Yeah,
innit?
that's their
Has he
thing,
got any? He hasn't got any things on his arm.
I don't know.
I haven't checked.
I haven't checked, but
Yeah.
that
They do that
shit,
stuff, yeah,
it's
yeah.
a fraternity thing still.
Who do you guys want to see at the Cardiff show?
Drew McIntyre, of course.
Yeah, of course, McIntyre.
I need to see. If I'm going, I want to see Brock. I need to
All
see
the
Brock.
UK wrestlers, I'm not gonna lie.
I want to see Moustache Mountain.
Yeah, Moustache Mountain, yeah,
I wanna see
yeah,
Trent
I want to
Seven
see.
and
I want to see Butch, and I want to see Gunther.
Gunther, yeah.
I can't
I'll
believe
be shocked if they don't have the subculture.
Oh, yeah.
because it's their home grounds, as it were. So
I can't lie. Gunther's new
Also,
theme
culture,
music.
the actual faction. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gunther's.
Flash and-
I can't believe I'm saying Gunther. I can't believe I'm actually saying it.
Gunther works now.
But his
Have you
new-
seen his presentation in
new
SmackDown?
His new,
Ludwig.
bro,
Bro, when he come like that, the red pants, yeah, I was like, yeah.
Bro, that theme music,
Yeah, it hits.
Bro, they need to find actual audio. I'm using that in gym.
This is
when
the
I'm in
third.
the gym
It's the
tomorrow.
third week I'm saying this. It's the third week I'm saying this. Almost his theme song slaps. Have you not heard it?
I need to read this.
I have.
Bro, it's so sick. And listen to your headphones. Bro, someone's rapping, yeah, but they're rapping with like a EQ on top, and it sounds like an African. I can't explain, bro. It sounds like a Ghanaian. It sounds like a Ghanaian. Ah, yeah.
Nah, Gunther's theme tune was crazy.
Could easily be yeah, good.
Mr. Frimpong, big up every single time, bro.
Yes,
Who do you think should win Money in the Bank this year?
Seth Rollins cashing on. So how I imagine it is this year. Me and Laps had a conversation in it. So I feel like Roman should lose his titles mid-year. So Seth wins the Money in the Bank. He holds it for a very long time. Don't stab me or don't shout at me. Cody beats Seth. Wait. Cody beats No. Sam was about to bang me in my face.
I was about to react.
Sam was about to punch me in my face.
I was about to react.
Cody beats Seth, and after Cody beats Roman, and after Roman, then Seth cashes in on Cody. Then we have Cody versus number 3. Then at WrestleMania, we got Rock versus Roman Reigns without no title, just for bragging rights.
Oh, fuck.
It shouldn't be for a title, bro, because The Rock's gone.
The title's really for
The Rock's going.
head of the table.
The Rock's going. What's The Rock going to do for 6 months?
Yeah, I don't want The Rock to be the champion. I want Roman to beat The Rock.
Yeah, without the belt.
With the belt.
Doesn't make
It
sense.
makes it even bigger.
So you're going to have another year with Roman being a champion?
I don't mind that.
Myth.
I don't mind that.
It's done.
There's no one else that is good enough in this roster for me to become a champion right now.
Bro.
Cody, I don't
Cody's
want
one of the
to see
biggest
him.
babyfaces.
I don't want Cody. I don't want to see
Cody can't even speak at Raw. Cody can't speak at Raw.
I don't want to see Cody.
Watch Raw.
Yeah.
He can't even get a word out.
Cody's over still. He's a draw.
No, he is. I'm feeling it a bit. I am feeling it a bit. I'm feeling it a bit. But I don't want him to become champion right
Did you
now.
watch the product?
What?
Do you watch the product?
What product?
Of course,
The product.
Stupid boy.
We
I'm
just
sorry,
need to
bro, for saying
confirm. We just
stupid
need to
boy.
confirm.
Of course, I watch the E, bro. At the end of the day,
E-drone.
you know, I don't. You hear me? Did you see me comment anything about FTR? 'Cause I don't watch AEW for me to start talking. Right. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I don't want Cody to become champion in the next 6 months.
Why?
Because I just don't want him to.
Why?
Bro.
That's not a good reason.
Bro,
I want him to build up a little bit more.
He's going to build up.
build.
But let me tell you something. If Cody becomes
It's
champion
just
in the next 6
independent
months,
tax,
it's
man, for God's sake, bro.
What?
Because he's been in the independence. I had the AEW, whatever run and all this yada stuff.
Cody is fucking liked, bro.
Okay.
Cody, bro, a kid was crying because he gave him the belt. You not seen the video?
Yeah, but he's big though. You should have given it to the other kid.
No. The kid was asking for him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were together.
Oh, okay.
Of course.
It was my birthday.
Oh, okay.
Because the mum was like, it's my son's birthday. Can I get the title?
Yeah.
And the boy got the title.
No, I respect it still, but like.
Sam, you're just not invested in it.
I'm not really invested in Cody. No, I don't know. But I've never really liked Cody Rhodes.
The Cody fan base, innit?
It's because he went AEW.
No, he's never really actually like.
No, I've never actually liked Cody. Even in WWE, I never rated it.
But give it a bit though.
I think you'll like him soon. I'm trying.
You didn't like AEW and you watched it and you enjoyed it for a bit.
Yeah, then look at me now.
You're e-drone, that's why.
No. But I look at the Utah stuff because Regal, you know what I'm saying? Come on, Regal tax, gang. Blood! Top 10, he's my top 10 favourite.
Blood on the leaf. Blood on the leaf.
I know this one's for NK because NK is the only person that watches New Japan apparently. A year ago, people were talking about WWE possibly work. Actually, big up Psycho Walker, so it's definitely for NK. A year ago, people were talking about WWE possibly working with New Japan. Fast forward to now, and it's AEW currently being broadcast on New Japan World. Yeah. Plus New Japan talent on AEW shows, while WWE currently have no TV deal in Japan. What's your thoughts on this development?
I
don't even know WWE ain't got a TV deal in Japan.
Swear. Yeah, so, but they went to Japan in when?
Beast in the East.
That was years
and
ago.
those, how did they watch
Network.
Yeah, Network. Yeah.
To be honest,
it's okay.
It makes sense because
he will come back to Japan.
I don't know how
Side note, I didn't know this until I went to I wrestled in Italy this year, but they don't have a deal in Italy either.
So they watch a network
because after they don't have a TV deal because after Chris Benoit, Italy just went no. Italy cut off WWE and went nope.
Makes sense.
So they don't actually have any kind of TV deal over there. So again, people are streaming on network and stuff like that.
Yeah. That's
it was shocking. I didn't realise that at all until it was explained to me. So
crazy.
but yeah. So but I'm gonna let you answer. But yeah, it seems like AEW and New Japan seem to like have that real connection going, don't they? So I don't see WWE getting in there with New Japan anytime. Anytime.
Yeah, it was Nick Khan.
Because New Japan still kind of working with Impact as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
the Bullet Club.
They've got JY.
The multiverse thing coming up.
Yeah, they've done it already.
It's done.
It was WrestleMania weekend.
So
yeah,
Taya Valkyrie had a match with Deonna Purrazzo already.
I think she just came out. Oh, yeah. She hasn't had the match yet.
But
that was on the card. Sorry, sorry.
Right now, New Japan really need that collaboration because it's stale right now. I can't even lie to you. As a TDM member, I have to keep it, 100. Why am I seeing Naito Okada again? For how many years? No, Naito's challenging Okada again for the title.
I'm wrestling on Dontaku.
Why the hell? This is spiritual bondage. No, I'm tired. Big man thing, New Japan. Like, please, something new because it's getting dry. I'm eating the same meal every day. I'm tired. So AEW, New Japan, do the show. Or do some big collaboration, especially New Japan, because we need some fresh blood.
Just carry on letting Japan have their rice and stew, bro. That's what's making them eat.
No, it's not.
Yeah, man.
It's not. Blacks, please stick to Regal. Listen, when it comes to the Japanese. No. Listen, I'm on votes today. Listen, New Japan, you talk to the AEW man. Get some man involved in the G1. Get some. Well, he said when the crowds are back. Well, when the crowds are vocalizing again. Get some man in the Best of the Super Juniors. Get some man in the World Tag League. At Wrestle Kingdom, respectfully, I need to see some Gaijins. I need to see some foreigners. Not on a Trumpish thing, but yeah.
That is the New Japan respondent because he's the only person that watches New Japan.
What's your take?
Whatever. He's my senpai, innit? He's my senpai.
Can you close your mouth?
No, this is me senpai. Big up, Jamie. Basically, I echo the same sentiments as him because Noah currently they've got a lot of Gaijins coming in the next month.
They want people to come. Yeah, they want.
And they even getting people
to. You see, Del meets the New Japan. Del's Noah correspondent. Please, why is it Go Shiozaki again and Nakajima for the millionth time again?
No, they've just had that match. It's Fujita versus Go Shiozaki.
I did Fuji in 2020.
Yeah, he's the champion. I mean, he's had a decent run though.
Still doing this.
He's still wrestling, but I don't know why. He needs to finish. Nah.
Big up Noah though.
But I can't wait for Gaijin to come to New Japan again. Because,
Please, it's
kinda tired
stagnant. Bread.
still. Jamie Rakes, big up every single time, bro. Is he coming today?
Yeah, he's on his way.
Oh, cool. Who do you think will be the next AEW World Champion?
MJF has to be. MJF. Ooh, because now Punk's involved. It's a bit techie.
Punk should be it because the way Punk's basically just issuing out this whole thing of like, yeah, I have no one to wrestle no more. Who wants to wrestle me? And after I think that should be a thing he does from now on until he actually gets to because he's trying to build up his. Where is he in the rankings?
No, I think he's probably like 1.
Yeah, he's first.
No,
Probably in top 3.
top 3.
So he needs to keep doing that until he gets.
No, he's definitely he's
next
definitely facing Page at Double or Nothing. He's it's
Where's
happening.
Double or Nothing again? Summer.
Probably like summer, like early summer. Probably like.
If I wasn't going Inglewood next year, then yeah I would have said Las
Inglewood,
Vegas.
Boy.
Our guy, Mr. Frimpong. What AEW factions do you think need to split up immediately?
A lot of them.
The Pinnacle needs to 100%.
Pinnacle.
I'm tired of them.
I can't lie. I like the top. What they called again? The top American. What's it?
American Top Team.
Well, with that number.
Do you know what it is? I didn't like them before, but after the promo that Ethan Page cut,
That was good.
Sabi.
Yeah.
That was good.
No, I can't even lie. Give me more Page Van
They should
Zandt.
start adding more people like that.
Of course.
No, I'm an MMA fan. That's why.
Of course.
I'm
Yeah.
an MMA
She
fan.
hasn't had a match yet.
No, not yet.
No, not yet.
You like Paige, innit?
As an MMA fan.
Page Van
Well,
Zandt,
she's actually shit, but yeah.
She's a knuckle fighter.
She's got the look.
trash.
She's got the look still.
She's trash.
She's trash at MMA.
She got
But
smoked last year. I can't remember who she's facing, but yeah, she got smoked. Mr. Frimpong, which HBK run was better, before the back injury or after?
we can't speak.
Back in when?
Oh,
When he lost his smile, after he lost the Stone Cold.
The first run.
After.
What in his later years?
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is
No, it is.
From 2002 to
Mr.
2010,
Yeah.
epic.
I mean, for me, for like in ring work, when was the back injury? 98, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In ring, I think from 95 to 98, Michaels was untouchable
That's what
as
I'm
like
even
the
thinking
best
as well.
in-ring
That's what I'm
performer.
even thinking
Just
as well.
all in all, just in terms of
was his
presentation,
prime.
quality, like literally,
So you said from 95 to 98?
I reckon, yeah, like 95 98, Michaels in the ring was just untouchable.
That's
like,
what I said. Oh, because
storytelling though,
later on.
his later run
he understood.
became an amazing
Yeah, he
storyteller in
understood.
the later run when he just physically couldn't do as much as he used to do, but
Yeah.
as a storyteller,
He understood.
when he came back in 2002, he came back and
Yeah.
that whole run
He
there
knew-
was
he knew how to
incredible.
run.
In fact, I want to
Yeah,
ask you a
yeah,
quick
yeah.
question, because I often hear wrestlers say that, cool, as they get older, they get better, even though their bodies like might not be able to do the same thing. Like, how does that process work in terms of like, is it because you know more in the ring that you're quote unquote better? Because people say with age, with a lot of wrestlers, age makes them better, even though they can't physically do what they used to do. As a wrestler, like what are your thoughts on that? Do you feel like age will make? Do you think age has made you a better wrestler?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely experience. It's age and experience, and just understanding what your body can and can't do anymore. As well. It's like, and I always use Liger as a really good example, and Mysterio to an extent. I use as an example in that Liger did all like the most unbelievable shit, like the shooting star press and all that, and then he broke his neck. And then Liger came back realizing he couldn't be the wrestler that he once was. So he just adapted his style to kind of give you the best of without putting himself at such great risk.
Yeah.
And the same if you look at Rey Mysterio now,
Yeah.
if you look at Rey Mysterio as a 24-year-old kid in WCW, and he was like
Unbelievable.
mind-blowingly agile.
Unbelievable.
You watch him now as a near 50-year-old man, where like, I mean, I've met Rey Mysterio and like backstage after his match, he had to wear he wears massive ice packs on his knees because like his knees are so, but I did a show with him and it was him versus Alberto Del Rio, and they just literally was like the greatest hits of Rey Mysterio because all you wanted to see was the 619 and then the springboard splash, and he just knows now, right, I've just basically
It's a formula, isn't it?
exactly, and he knows exactly what he needs to do to still get really good matches out. So it's definitely that learning, like, right, what actually really works for me as a wrestler, what is my body still capable of, and just learning that, just little things that you learn and think, right, if this goes wrong, I know what to do, or if that that goes
You
wrong,
can tweak it.
and certainly for me, what I've got a greater admiration for now in my later years now is just storytelling and about storytelling stories rather than, and we were talking about this before, like, rather than, wow, what impressive move can I pull off because I'm really young and agile and my body's flexible. When it's not, what are what you start thinking of, what's the story I can tell, what's the moments I can make people think of and remember and things like that. And I think that becomes more important to you.
Yeah, Michaels is a genius for.
Michael's just clear, man.
I did like his early career though, when he was like 92, like the Red Panther, the Kisses.
That was when he was in his prime.
Do you know what match? Do you know what match I went back and rewatched recently? Him and Kurt Angle at WrestleMania.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh
Sick,
my
yeah.
god!
Quality.
Bellissimo.
He's a different
Wow.
kettle of fish.
Wow.
Kurt Angle, bro.
Kurt Angle's
That
fake.
run, that Kurt Angle, bold Kurt Angle, yeah.
He's the best.
That run he had with
Bold.
I couldn't cry in Kurt Angle.
Yes.
That run.
Jeez.
I'm sorry, bro.
Jeez.
I like ball. I
like ball. I hear it. Come on, my dog. Come on, man.
RJ Singh.
Come on, man.
So what was I saying? So I said,
Come on.
yeah, bold crying Kurt Angle, yeah. That run he had was.
You see that match, yeah? There's a part of that match with Shawn Michaels, yeah, where he's got Michaels in the ankle lock. He's like, tap! Tap!
I think Bald Kurt was probably one of the.
He's the best.
That run was probably he was the greatest of all time at that current stage of time.
Do you know?
He's not the best, but he was one of the greatest.
He's the best.
What do you mean Angle's the best?
He was the best.
He was the best. I think maybe Eddie.
I think he had a match with Undertaker as well.
Maybe Eddie.
It's debatable.
Impossible! In no way out! No way!
It's the
no way!
I'm sorry.
Please, no, I'm sorry because you can't say he spliffed him.
Down, man.
No, I'm sorry.
What was that from 03 to what?
Yeah, he probably taking a work. I forgot what match. I forgot. Was it No Way Out?
What? No Way Out?
Yeah,
was
was
no
it
way.
that?
Oh, do you mean back in
Was it SmackDown match?
Or was it SmackDown?
It was a SmackDown
Or was it
match.
that triple threat match?
No, it was him and
different
Undertaker
ones.
together. And Undertaker was wearing the vest.
He was still Biker Taker.
No, he wasn't.
What?
Was it?
He was still Biker Taker.
There was one match he had. The Undertaker was wearing the vest. Yeah.
When Undertaker was World Heavyweight Champion. No, when Kurt Angle was World Heavyweight Champion.
I find it.
Because that's in 06, No Way Out.
But the match I'm talking about, Undertaker was wearing the vest. Do you know when he come back against Kane? Yeah. It was like the boxing Undertaker. The Undertaker that used to play like that. Right like that.
Yeah.
Him and
I don't think he might have actually.
I'm trying to find.
What when Paul Heyman possessed Undertaker?
No.
Remember
Remember that?
feuding, the Dudley Boys.
I remember that.
Maybe.
Like
Around
Kurt
that period.
Nah,
I'll find it for you.
regardless, Kurt Angle and that singlet when he used to
Straps down.
intensity.
Wrestling
You see,
machine.
they're both like work intensity.
Yeah.
Even that
No Way Out.
even that video
Yeah,
where
yeah,
even
No Way
that
Out.
video even that
So
video
that was
where
my
he the
favorite
mouth guns,
angle.
he was like,
When he was wearing the gum shields. That was the angle.
Yeah.
The gum shield.
Gum shield and-
Gum shield angle was active.
Don't piss me. Kurt
Jack
Angle top 10.
man, come on.
I was speaking a couple of years ago. I spoke to Drake Maverick, and he said like when he was in TNA, that his like last run in Impact, when he used to do the pulling the bow tie off.
Oh yeah.
He said that's my version of Kurt Angle.
The
taking
singlet.
straps down. He said he goes, that's why I wear the bow tie, so I can pull it off and throw it. It's like, same thing. So,
It's when Kyle used to take off and he used to turn around.
Yeah. I know. You think I
I
love
can't
Kurt?
show it to you. I need to find a video, but he turns around and he's pissed when he turns around. It's like, ah,
Yeah, and his face, and you see the veins on his neck rise.
Angle, yeah.
He's the best.
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Listen,
Nah, he's not the best. He's not the
He's
best.
the fucking best.
I don't think he's the best, but he's very good.
What?
He's top.
During that period,
he's the best.
Eddie Guerrero's the best.
No, but
During that time.
During that period,
During that time,
he was
Kurt Angle's the best.
untouchable. Even when he lost against Eddie Guerrero, yeah, his performance in the ring, Leonardo DiCaprio.
You think Eddie wasn't good back then?
No.
We're not saying
No, but you think Eddie wasn't the best back then?
No.
Kurt,
One of the
Mr.
best.
Perk Angle. Don't annoy him.
This is before
Perk Angle was good in TNA. That was amazing in
Let me
TNA.
get it for you. Look, I was Eddie Guerrero here. Kurt Angle here.
I don't know about that one.
Chris Benoit here.
I don't know about that one.
Who else was on that? Who's else?
Guerrero's having all of them. I don't know about that
Chris
one.
Jericho here. RVD here. Who else can I put here?
Edge.
Edge
He's a
here.
bit high, I can't lie.
No, RVD's under. RVD's under.
A little
During
bit
that
high.
RVD 03.
During that time.
03 RVD. Impossible. RVD's almost close to almost close to
I'm talking
Angle.
about when both of them are okay. When
Wait, so all of them were working.
when Eddie Guerrero and when Eddie
So
Guerrero
wait,
and Chris were champions.
let's preface a time period.
That's 05.
When all of them were active.
03 or 4.
2000.
WrestleMania 20 tax.
2004.
4, yeah.
Okay, then that's.
It's here.
Kurt Angle's above all of them then.
Kurt Angle's above.
Even Chris Benoit. Chris Benoit. What?
No,
Actually,
no.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Eddie and Benoit were different. Eddie and Benoit were different.
Go.
Are we allowed to discuss Chris Benoit in your presence?
Yeah.
No. Eddie and Benoit were different.
Eddie
Eddie and Benoit were different.
Let's do a poll. Let's do a poll.
Angle. Let me tell you when Angle was really killing it. Angle was killing it. 04, 05, 06. You weren't beating Angle.
In 2004.
I didn't put Chris Jericho there.
04, 05, 06. You weren't beating Angle.
No, you remember. You said you mentioned Chris Jericho.
I didn't say Chris Jericho.
You didn't mention Jericho. You mentioned Jericho.
So wait.
But that's when Jericho left though. Jericho left. Jericho wasn't even. Actually, he wasn't.
I mean, I would say.
He wasn't anywhere.
No, he wasn't at the top.
See, I think Chris Benoit in terms of it, like Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero in terms of ring ability, technical skill there. Kurt Angle as an overall package.
don't know, man.
That's a no. For WWE.
I'm not disrespecting this nigga.
You see Eddie Guerrero's a star.
Let's go here.
You see Kurt Angle? I'm not
there,
gonna
No. Because let me tell you something. No.
If I back off this jumper, people will think I'm mad.
Eddie for me, yeah. Eddie for me as an all-rounder, yeah. As an all-rounder, during that period was fucking unstoppable. There was a wait. There was a reason why he was a WWE champion. Angle started peaking in 2005. 6.
He peaked earlier.
Wait. Not peaking. But he was. Okay. I'm gonna sound mad. When Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero went around no more, that's when you were seeing Angle get to that level.
Okay, Black. Wait, so
Are we doing 2004?
2004.
Okay, so who are the top 4 2004?
Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah.
Chris Benoit.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
On SmackDown.
And who's the final person?
Wait, what's Kurt Angle?
Kurt Angle's on SmackDown.
In 04! You see where I'm coming from? In 04! What? Team Angle!
Let me explain.
Team Angle!
What are we differentiate? Is it like technical skill or we just say overall?
What's the argument, bro? Let me tell you my argument. My argument was this.
I'm not getting this now.
Let me tell you why. When I first came here, I said, bro, Kurt Angle had an amazing performance after the Eddie Guerrero match. He was like, wait, so you're trying to say he's better than Eddie Guerrero? I said, no, performance. Eddie Guerrero and Kurt Angle is Leonardo DiCaprio. You see when man was crying in the ring with the boot? And that's what I was talking about. And I said that. No, Sam was like, oh, no, wait, just say better than Eddie Guerrero.
No, Sam jumped because I kept screaming he's the best.
That's what
Yeah, but he's not. He wasn't the best. Kurt Angle wasn't the best. For me, when I saw Kurt Angle at his best was really 05, 06 is when I saw Angle is fucking unstoppable.
Like, you see 2001, Kurt Angle
was clean.
No, he was dumping. He was dumping. But then I'll say Jericho was better than him in 01. Jericho was dumping. Undisputed champion Jericho. Don't piss me off. Listen, I know wrestling too. I fucking watched wrestling back then. What year? Angle just became. Angle was already a wrestler from 99, 2000 in WWE. Did you see his triple threat matches with Benoit, Jericho? Did Benoit and Jericho for the European champion and Intercontinental champion? Yeah, but
From what year?
What?
Jericho.
Jericho.
03 onwards, it's long.
I'm saying 2001 Jericho, 2002 Jericho.
Listen.
He was on.
2000. Let me go.
Jericho.
You see, after
he wasn't all cocky with the ponytail.
bro, his run with the Undisputed title was shit.
Nah, man.
His run with the Undisputed, bro. You see when you won the Undisputed title, that run was shit. I'm a Jericho fan, bro. It was shit. So that feud wasn't even there for Chris Jericho. It was to build Triple H. Come on, man.
As well, you know.
Anybody will tell you that Chris Jericho's Undisputed run, when Triple H came back, it was trash.
Okay, 99.
Cool.
99. No, 2000. When he
2000, 2001, I agree with you.
Yeah, 2000, 2001. Okay, not 2002 then.
Shut your mouth for
Not
that
2002.
year. It wasn't.
2000, 2001.
So the top. So let's establish just the top. So the year, are we doing 04? Can we all agree? 04. Cool. The contender, we're going to do top 4 is Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, and what? We're adding Chris Jericho to it.
No.
Chris Jericho can't be there.
Okay, so
Man was doing lovey-dovey with...
So cool. So before we cut, let's agree on the fourth one.
It worked. The fourth one,
Best
you got to
wrestlers.
put thing in there. John's...
No!
Was up yet, was he?
No, not RVD, man.
Triple H in there. Triple H.
HH
It's
wasn't.
either Triple H or Randy Orton.
Yeah, May Rodgers. No, it wasn't Randy Orton. No, Randy Orton was
No,
the
you
evolution.
can't put it
Randy was the
Not
evolution.
in 04, not in 04.
Wait, Randy...
You have to
No,
put H.
No, 4 though.
Okay.
You got to put H. You got to put
Triple H, yeah?
Triple H, yeah.
Okay, so are we all agree? I'm gonna read it out
that's-
one more
that's
time. Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Kurt
Randy
Angle.
Orton won a world title in 2004.
But was that further down the line? Oh, yeah. But was that late? Was that late or summer?
I'll just do top 5 then.
No, that was...
Oh wait, no.
The match was dead though.
Scrap Triple H, Brock Lesnar.
No, Brock Lesnar was gone.
Brock Lesnar was gone back.
Brock Lesnar
In 04,
remember this.
Mania, go
Stunner, done. He left.
Forget.
It's either Randy Orton or Triple H.
I'll put Triple H. Okay, confirmed. Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero,
So
Triple H.
are we debating who had the better year or who was just the best
Who's the
wrestler?
best wrestler in
At
that
the
year?
time.
Viva Rasa, are you kidding me,
wait,
fam?
wait.
What, in 04? In 04? Oh, you lot are
Eddie
buzzing.
Guerrero was a
buzzing.
better wrestler in 2002 and maybe 2003. 2004,
I don't know.
Let me go.
Down.
Hey, man, listen,
2004 Eddie.
Listen. This poll is going to be attached to the end of this video. And it's also going to be on Spotify as well. Let us know your thoughts. First and foremost, big up RJ Singh
Make
for
some
coming.
RJ Singh.
Honestly, man. How have you found it, bro? How have you found it?
It's amazing. I feel really hyped.
I love it,
Love
man.
it.
And listen, we need to get you on again somewhere down the line.
Pleasure.
You're now about to do Whose Song Is It? How you feeling about it? You confident?
Well, it depends what era. But I'll give it my best.
All I'm saying is good luck, bro, because you're not being a champion this year. And I'm ready to champion. The belt's ready in the post. It's come to my house. Lots of love, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. Please comment as well. Let us know what you think on every single part we've spoken about. If you're triggered by anything, let us know in the comments.
That's your business.
If you're triggered, I mean, if you feel the way, if you want to have a discussion, just discuss in the comments.
Yeah.
And also, we're bad people, by the way. Like, we're not good people.
We got some announcements coming your way. What else is happening? Deadlines. We're still doing a deadline for the 14th.
14th is when is 14th?
Listen, if you want to be on Wrestling's house, hit us up immediately, please. I can't lie, we are really cool. Please hit to us immediately because the capacity is capacity. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people. We need to do the list.
Receipt from
No. That's the
deadline. Which restaurant?
Tomorrow's the deadline.
By the time this video comes out,
I forgot. But yeah, guys, episode 115. We're gonna leave you and love you. Our quote, our famous quote, or whatever you want to call us, is this: by the Mandem,
for the Mandem.
That's a gimmick
infringement. My scripts.
Wrestling.
This is Wrestling's podcast, the coolest podcast in the world. And as we always say, it's by the Mandem,
for the Mandem.
Bow. Jade Cargill, I love you. Scoot up.
Catch you next week.
You just got to the end of the podcast, and if you enjoyed what you've listened to, you enjoyed what you watched, you enjoyed the vibes, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Bow.